Welcome back to The Extra. I'm Brittany Arnold, and we've reached that time in the show where we step aside from Copa America for just a few moments and discuss all the latest news from around the wide world of sport. And we begin with more bad news for FIFA. Interpol, the international police organization, has announced it will be suspending its $22.5 million joint anti-match fixing program with FIFA. The recent investigation by both the United States and Swiss authorities toward the governing body for corruption allegations continues, and Interpol claims they cannot associate with the organization at this point in time. The Copa America holds nearly a century of tradition, but for CONMEBOL teams like Venezuela, the historical presence doesn't run so deep. La Vinotinto made their Copa America debut in 1967 when they were able to finish in 5th place. In 2007, Copa America in Venezuela would be the event for the national team. In their most recent appearance, La Vinotinto reached the semifinals for the first time, defeating Chile back in 2011. In the end, they would suffer their biggest loss of the tournament, falling to 4th place, but it would become their best finish of all time. This year, Venezuela looks for redemption in the tournament and a chance to continue a long and hard-fought battle for recognition within the football world. Make way for Venezuela, make way for Copa America.
Thinking that bravado from the football field would translate to the football field, and it didn't work because I didn't have the skill, I didn't have the touch, I had the speed, but everyone else had the technique, the understanding of the game, and they made me look stupid almost.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it, if you would have excelled at that, is that a path you would have went down possibly?
Yeah.
You think?
I think if I was good at, if I had the skill set at that time, let me see, 2011, I was on the back end of my career, I would have switched.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I swear. Because I had already done everything I could at that point.
Right.
And the only thing happens when you get towards the back end of your career is you move you around. Regardless of how good you are, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Right.
I mean, I had all the accolades. I've done the Pro Bowls. The only thing I was missing was a Super Bowl, which I didn't really think was in reach at that point. You know, I'd done everything I could. Man, I would have switched quick.
Wow.
Yeah,
that would have changed your life.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
Could you imagine?
That would have been fun.
If you were Chad Johnson, MLS player. And was soccer something that you carried throughout your life? Do you have a lot of childhood memories playing soccer?
Yeah, somewhat. Somewhat, but it seems football was somewhat forced upon me. Because soccer wasn't big, and I think my grandmother and actually my grandparents at the time figured that if this was something you wanted to do and take on as a career, that wasn't it. So it was like, I want to play soccer, but everyone, football, you should do this, or you should do this, and that's when I was introduced to Jerry Rice.
I'm definitely a Ronaldo fan. And how did you guys meet? How did you guys become friends?
At Man United. And when I used to travel back and forth, I would travel to see different players play. And at that time, my agent was able to get in touch with his agent, which is George Mendez. I think that might be his name. And I expressed my interest to want to meet Cristiano at the time. He was young, and we met, and we've been friends ever since. And at the same time, I had the opportunity to meet Thierry Henry.